friends. Today's the day I've been looking forward to for like a week or two since I decided it was time that I go visit the bookstore. And it's kind of like, it's actually a helpful trip. I'm not just there to spend money. I have, well, a bin plus a diaper box full, so I'm gonna transfer those into another bin. Probably like 2 bins full of books that I unhauled fairly recently, a while ago already maybe, that I want to bring to my used bookstore, see if they will give me some money for my books. And then you have the option of either like just taking the cash or getting more books. And I will probably get more books. It feels like a win if decluttering is what I want to do, downsizing is my ultimate goal here, which like it kind of is, because I will still get books, but I will come away with less books than I brought. So hopefully they take a bunch of them. But I have a few books that I want to share, kind of like an unhaul here. These ones I've kind of talked about in a few other videos, but as an official mini unhaul, I'm going to get rid of Half a World Away. This one was my Patreon buddy read that I did with my patron of the month, I think in September? I think so. My months are all very confused for some reason. And I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. And so thought I'd get rid of that. Then I did the blindly unhauling a book video, and I had to get rid of The Illustrated Man, which I kind of, like, I don't understand what's going on in this cover. I don't really know what's going on with this book. I don't know, haven't read it. I'm a little sad because it's kind of a cool edition, but oh well. That removes a book off of my list. And then I'm gonna get rid of Diane Chamberlain's Big Lies in a Small Town. This one, I think I got rid of all her books in a different unhaul, but this one was wrapped on my shelf, and now that I unwrapped it I realized, oh yeah, I wanted to get rid of this one. This one I feel torn about. I'm not sure, should I get rid of this? You guys won't be able to tell me. This is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This one I've heard such conflicting things about. Most people think I'm gonna love it. The first sentence is amazing, but apparently there's like an explicit scene in here which I don't want to read. So do I read the book and then like skip that over that? I feel very torn on that one. And then I have The Lost World by Michael Crichton. I've never read any of his books, but Jared has been reading the ones I've bought, and I've been unhauling them after he finishes because apparently they're not that great. And then if he doesn't love them, then I feel like I'm not going to. So I have enough other books to read. I don't need to keep them all. So I'm gonna get rid of these. I feel like maybe I'll hold on to this just for a little bit longer. I'll put it in my unhaul pile and you guys can tell me, like, if you've read it. Is it worth pushing through? Should I read it? Let me know. I have enough books to bring. And I'm taking my daughter along, so that's gonna be fun. So come along with me. We're gonna start with my favorite used bookstore. We're gonna make a hot cocoa stop, white hot chocolate from Starbucks stop. And then we are gonna go to our favorite local independent store, the one with a tree in the middle with a winding staircase. Love it. Need to buy a birthday gift for my niece who is turning 1. Apparently my sister-in-law said she likes books, and I said, say no more, I'm in. So I get to go baby book shopping. So let's do this. cool. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Okay, store one complete. Wow, that took us longer than I expected. I just realized the time. It's 11:20. We were there for over an hour. Oops. Got some winners. Do a book haul when we get home. I didn't realize some of their like methods. Oh, I mean, I forgot. So I had to pay $40, but I have a $54 credit, which doesn't really make any sense. But we're gonna go get Starbucks. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay, I would call that a pretty successful trip. So the first place, like I said, I spent money, but I got a credit at the same time. I don't quite understand how they do things, but I think I still have a credit from last time too. I think I still have like $70 to spend there. I will break this up by genre. First of all, McNally, so they have the cool tree. I just bought gifts for my niece, and I went very like typical. I feel like every kid should have these books. Hopefully she doesn't have them. I got gift receipts if she does. I still want to buy her a couple more books too, but I got Love You Forever by Robert Munsch. I will see if they can get through this without like tearing up, because I still, like, I've read this book so many times, still tear up every single time. Breaks my heart. Love it. Brown Bear. This has been a favorite in our house. We have like a big version, big board book, and this is a much nicer size, so much easier for little kids to hold the book. We love this one in our house as well, so I got those. Then at Westgate Books, my favorite used bookstore, I got a bunch of different things. I'll show you the ones Reika got, and then I got them separated by genre mostly-ish. She got this Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, a play, and the cover is pretty spectacular, and so she just thought it was cool. My kids love Roald Dahl, and this is actually like a play, so she'll read through it, and that was kind of a neat choice of hers. Then she got Restart by Gordon Corman. She's afraid this is going to be too young for her. You can probably hear the boys. They're just like just outside my door playing. If it is too young for her, then I have other kids that will enjoy it. This is book 4 in the Spiderwick Chronicles. She loves the series. She's read it so many times and is collecting these hardcover editions. Then this one from the desk of Zoe Washington, which I've heard people talk about, but I don't remember what they've said or anything, but she's gonna give that a try. So those were her picks. I need to lift this up. Okay, and then mine, I have a variety of books here. Actually, okay, first of all, this one's kind of funny. I found Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, and I've heard good things about this book, and I decided not to unhaul the other one, so I'll start with this one and then maybe read Uprooted. This one is very winter-esque. It's fantasy. I don't really know anything, but oh, is this, yeah, so this is kind of like the Rumpelstiltskin story, maybe? I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna be in the mood for this once the snow starts falling. A couple classics. Actually, there's a lot of these span multiple genres here, but I got 2 classics here. I got Elizabeth Gaskell's Ruth. I've never seen this book there before. I don't know anything about it, but I'm currently reading Wives and Daughters, and have previously enjoyed North and South, so just slowly collecting all of her books. And then I got The Professor by Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte wrote, which one? Jane Eyre? Did she write anything else? Villette, right, I still have Villette to read. And now I have this one, which is actually quite short. So that's nice. These both fall under Victorian literature, which is what I'm currently studying, so that will work well. I know nothing about the professor. So there's those, and then these are also classics. Why are they on a separate pile? I don't know. I'm kind of confused as to why this book is so huge. 600 pages. This is The Child from the Sea by Elizabeth Goudge. So I've never heard of it, but one of my birthday goals this year was to read some Elizabeth Goudge, and I have like one or two of her other books, which are just tiny in comparison. But I just randomly came across this at the store. I think it was in the wrong section, but I saw it, so I grabbed it. I know nothing, didn't look it up, have no idea if it's any good. And then I couldn't leave this one behind. So this one apparently was a specialty book. So this is one of the things that I paid for, which is disappointing. I thought it was going to be free, but it's amazing. This edition of The Story Girl. I kind of don't think it really, like, this doesn't really define the book at all, but it even has like Ella Montgomery, like a photo of her there. And this was gifted to someone in 48? Christmas 1948. Yeah, so this was $25. So that was unfortunate. There's a cat there. But it is my favorite Ella Montgomery book, so I'm okay with the fact that I just paid a ton of money for this. Why don't we stick with Ella Montgomery? I got Christmas with Anne. This is a book that I've been looking for quite some time. I think this one was also specialty. Why? Though it's just a regular old book. These are 16 stories from Ella Montgomery, and they all are set, I think, from they're holiday stories, so I think Christmas to New Year's. I've got this out from the library before, but I think my library no longer has it, so I've read some of them and can continue reading this at Christmas time. This one was a recommendation from Penny. She commented on a video a while ago, and I don't really remember exactly what she said, but I specifically had this Anthony Trollope to look for, and that's The Belton Estate. This book was also specialty. I think it was $6.50. The font is teeny tiny. I have never read any Anthony Trollope, don't really know anything, but she highly recommended this one, so I grabbed it. I have a note in my Google Keep, like books to look for when I go to this used bookstore, and I also pull up my Amazon wish list, my book and bookish Amazon wish list, and look through there and see if I can find things. But the bookstore, like, there's so many books crammed in such a small space, and they have so many boxes of books yet as well. It's quite disorganized. Like Ella Montgomery, you'll find her books in the kids section. You'll find them, well, they're in the Canadian section, but you could also be looking like in the classics, and yeah, it can be hard. So I found two YA historical fiction books. The first one is Salt to the Sea. I'm pretty sure I don't own a copy of this. They're both Rita Sepetys books that I found, actually. Love her books. And this one is set during the winter of 1945. We follow 4 different refugees. Where does this take place? Well, they go onto the Wilhelm Gustloff ship, but yeah, I listened to it on audio years ago and really enjoyed it, so I am excited to have a copy of that. And then I've never read this book by her, Out of the Easy. This is one of her less known books. This one it says, known among the locals as the daughter of a brothel prostitute, Josie wants more out of life than the Big Easy has to offer. So she devises a plan to get out, but a mysterious death in the quarter leaves Josie tangled in an investigation that will challenge her conscience, her loyalties, and her darkest fears. And I think I've given every other Rita Sepetys that I've ever read 5 stars, so I have to give that a try. As much as the cover is unfortunate, like, it's just, I could have been better. Okay, one more stack. This is my mystery stack. Interesting, I actually didn't notice like the diversity here. So I got one Dorothy L. Sayers, The Unpleasantness at the Bellona Club. This one I think is book 3 in her Lord Peter Wimsey series. I've read book 1. I own book 2, and then or maybe this is number 4. I think they didn't have number 3, so I grabbed number 4. They had quite a few there, but I thought I should read a few of them first. And then I found 2 Dorothy Gilman books. So she writes the Mrs. Polifax series that I'm so obsessed with. Last time I went, I think I got 1 or 2 books in that series, but I actually found 2 books in different non-series, just 2 different books by her that both have decent reviews online. So I got A Nun in the Closet. You guys, I used to have an obsession with nuns, and I kind of still do. So I don't know anything about this. These 2 nuns set out to explore the huge old house left to their abbey by a mysterious benefactor, and their cloistered world begins to crumble. If she writes this at all, like she writes Mrs. Polifax, that's going to be amazing. And then I got The Tightrope Walker. I actually also, they had it in this kind of edition, but this book, but this one was $1 cheaper, so I went with it. Not that I really had to be sparse with my money, but the covers were terrible either way. So this is a separate mystery. They're going to kill me soon. When the quiet and shy Amelia Jones reads these words, her life changes. She's just become the new owner of the Ebbtide shop, a musty antique store filled with merry-go-round horses and hurdy-gurdies, and it is while fixing one of these barrel organs that the scrawled and threatening note falls out. Oh, man, like, I'm so curious to see how she writes these stories because they could be really good. So one last book, I think, and I got Agatha Christie, an autobiography. And I do have an autobiography by her. I don't know if she wrote more than one, but like, could I pass this up? No, this was free. So, well, I mean, I used my general credit for it, and it's got pictures inside. Does this have a picture of Nanny? Oh, she was cute. Here's a picture of Agatha Christie as a child. Look at her. That's adorable. So, yeah, I didn't know if I really had this same book or not. Some cute pictures in here. Either way, I wanted to grab it. So, I have that. And that is all for my book shopping trip. It was successful. Lots of books still on my wish list, but I got some that I'm very excited about. So let me know if you've been book shopping lately. I know this is just coming off of like me just recently sharing a book haul, but I would love to hear the kinds of books that you like to look for in the bookstore.